David, how the hell are you getting these cards shipped here?
You know what's funny? The United States Postal Service can actually set deliveries to arrive at their destinations on specific dates, so long as that date is more than a week into the future. Apparently, the Emperor honored those deliveries still waiting to get sent after the Unification War.
So, you're setting up these orders because your phone and computer still think you're back in the 3rd millennium, then set up shipping date to now. How do you set the address?
I'll be honest, I set my old address, and because of some jank bullshit that I can't explain, it sends it to me here and now, despite being recorded as dead for thousands of years. So, you know, plot holes and convenience?
Of course it's that. At least you admit the problem in your writing. That doesn't forgive it, but at least you acknowledge and can become better.
Let's be 100% here. I ain't gonna get better. I am the Deus Ex Machina. If the Admix could see me now, they'd be trying to kill me. And if the Dark Mechanicum could see me, they'd also be trying to kill me. But better have tried. And worse have succeeded. 3 times, actually.
Hold on. 3 times? Right, you've mentioned that you've died twice before coming to our reality.
Yep, and what you put that bolt round in my skull. Man, I have a higher kill-death ratio than the majority of soldiers. That's probably concerning, actually. The fact I actually have deaths in my KD is probably concerning, too.
I mean, I have a lot of deaths on my KD ratio too, but my kind clone themselves ad nauseum, so it's pretty average. Though natural births are extremely valued, though are exclusive to those with wealth and power to afford it. Hell, I just realized something. Most of my subspecies are virgins. I'm one of them.
Heh, that's actually kinda neat. Especially given your kind and the proximity to She Who Thirsts. That being said, I'd assume your entire species would be traumatized by the idea of fucking after the Age of Strife. I mean, humans were traumatized by robots that could do minor tasks without human minds. Wait, don't you have a girlfriend who's one of the serfs on this ship?
Oh god, no, that's disgusting. You're kinda like dogs to my kind. Gross, disgusting animals with such short-lived lives. I enjoy her company, but I'd be no better than people who spend a lot of time on farms in West Virginia without being farmers.
I don't like that I know what you're talking about and also 100% agree with you. Your kind skeletons look horrible, your muscles are strange, and I can understand the evolutionary advantages of various different aspects, especially after understanding your technically warp creations. But I should pick a subject for this video now that we've talked about nothing for God knows how long. Looks like almost 3 minutes, just like every other video. Let's take a look at a game called Unga, the Unearthed Edition. Now, looking into this game's history, it gets weird. Firefly Games doesn't exist anymore, and I'm not sure it ever actually existed, to be honest, but the owners of the franchise did exist, and I can even find a few things they've actually put out. 7 in total, including this series. So, I don't think they're allowed to care if I pirate this game from 2007. Now, this is a short comedy game based around being a caveman and not having enough words to mentally know how to do anything. But there is a bit of a thing with it. Most words any character can know is 18, and there's a specific list they can pull from. But you can't know all of them. You have your own little sub-list. The GM is also encouraged to discourage using charades as a communication method. There's definitely a way to determine how many words you can learn, but I don't see how to know how many you start with at this point. We'll get into that when we read character creation, because now that I'm saying this and I've already read the book cover to cover, I know how it's done. Yay! The game says you can create a few words too, and you understand all the words you hear even if you can't say or use them. Why? Because you as the player know. Hopefully some of these words. Speaking of that, let's look at it. The list of words that are possible to know at character creation are as follows. You, me, rock, water, fire, stick, hairy, bang, sleep, smelly, small, big, cave, food, thing, shiny, go, and, what the fuck is verisimilitude? Where's my dictionary? Verisimilitude. Noun, the appearance of being true or real. That is completely at random. Okay. But now the book gets into character creation. Let's see the 7 steps, and with these, each step is a detail of each one. I can't just easily name them off, so I'm going to have to go into them in order to give you everything about them. Class is first, and they're as follows. Eloquent, strong, banging, learned, fast, tough, and grunting. We'll touch on these as we go on. Next, you roll 1d6 plus 2 for how many words you know. As I mentioned earlier, this is where I learned it. And with the Eloquent class, you will get 1d6 plus 4, or you'll get 2 more than the highest number of words known by the other players, whichever is higher. Then you'll roll 1d6 plus 3 for Unga points, which looks like health. Unless you're the tough class, which gets 1d6 plus 6, or equal to the player with the highest roll plus 3, whichever is higher again. Then you get your attack value, which is 5, unless you're a banging caveman, at which point it's 4. I skipped over how this game works, but I think it works like Warhammer dice roll rules. You roll so many d6s, and you want dice that get over your skill. Your damage value is 1, unless you're the strong class, at which point it's 2. I don't know if sticks or rocks will change this at all, so going Cain on Abel may not be an option yet. Your evade value adds to the attack values of anything trying to hit you. You'll get 0 unless you're a fast caveman, at which point it's 1. Then there's abilities you choose from. You'll start with 3 unless you're a learned caveman, which doubles the number. I assume abilities are this game's customization features, or feats! Now, scrolling down, it says this is a d6 system, not a dice pool system, a single d6. So, this is a very slow-played game, but then it goes into the classes, and there's a brief description of all of them, which I mentioned before. It tells about what they are and what buffs they get. But there's one that I didn't mention, the Grunting Caveman. This is your luck class. When things happen and you start grunting, you can roll 2d6. If they come up as doubles, a miracle occurs to help you out. But if you roll snake eyes, something horrible will happen. There's a whole list of silly things that could happen. And as I scroll down further into this, I see that the abilities are kind of like feats, but it's a short list of things you can do, like telling the weather, making fire, making shelter, sneaking around, or literally running away. This is a comedy game. Don't look too hard into it. The next subchapter talks about combat, which is actually something that does need to be gone into, as there are weapons and such. The combat talks about how to use the environment or objects or even other enemies to fight off enemies and get food or objects you need. Now, in the back of this book, there is a bestiary for it, and I'll admit, I now love this game. It's silly and it makes me smile. There's dinosaurs and giant apes and movie references. I want to play this. Score time! This is a simple game that doesn't take much thought. It can be picked up and dropped very easily, and it could be played in short little bursts or for long survival type campaigns. I'm going to give this game a 93%. You can't really support the company anymore, but it's interesting to see the 2 footprints they left behind in this game. Now, I'm going to go through tables while looking into trademark and copyright laws. Shove off.